Did you know your audience decides if your speech is interesting or boring in just 7 seconds? Whether you're leading a team meeting, presenting in a classroom, or speaking at an event, how you start is crucial. So stick around for 4 ways to open your speech with a bang, and stay till the end for some speech starters to avoid. It's great to have you here. I'm Covey. I've given countless speeches to hundreds of people and work in wealth management at a global bank, so I have experience with presentations. I'm going to use what I've learned to dive into 4 ways to start a speech. The first speech opener is to tell your story. So last summer I did an internship in a bank, and how it worked is if you performed really well in the internship, you get a full-time job. Now this was my dream job, and I knew I would have been distraught if I didn't get an offer for the graduate scheme. So it came to the last few weeks of the internship, and one of the big things we were judged on was a final presentation, which was quite technical. And I knew that most people would start this presentation by saying, "Hi, my name is Jimmy, and today I'm talking about this company or this topic." But I made sure to instead say, "Let me tell you all a story." And I linked a personal story from my own life to the company. And in the end, I was told that my personality really shone through, and I was offered the full-time job. So don't go straight into your speech, and share your personal story. Now, sharing your story is so important, yet almost nobody does it. So I need to show a different example with Barack Obama. In 2004, Obama gave a speech to the Democratic Party, and absolutely no one knew who he was at this point. So this was his one chance to introduce himself to the country. I'm gonna play you a few seconds to show you how he tells his story.
Tonight is a particular honor for me because, let's face it, my presence on this stage is pretty unlikely. My father was a foreign student, born and raised in a small village in Kenya.
He goes on to talk about his mother and folded his story with the larger American story. From this point on, people became invested in Obama, and the rest was history. 4 years later, he went on to become the president of the United States. So for your speech, it could be from 10 minutes ago or 10 years ago. It can be a sad time, it could be a funny time. Whatever it is, tell your story. The second way to start a speech is to make it interactive. Raise your hands if you remember what you had for breakfast last Sunday, or close your eyes and think back to a time when you felt alone. Being interactive is when you get the audience to do something and be involved. And the benefit of this is it keeps them on their toes, and it makes them feel more part of the speech. So when you're done, they're more likely to remember you. The third idea for a speech opener is to share a fact. Did you know that vending machines kill more people than sharks? Or each human shares 99% of their DNA with every other human. So telling a fact is about doing just a bit of research to grab your audience's attention and make them want to find out more. And a bonus tip with sharing facts is that you can combine them with props. When you shuffle a deck of cards, you're likely to create a sequence that has never been seen before on Earth. The fourth way to start your speech is to ask a question. Have you ever imagined waking up in a world without smartphones? Or do you think you could change your life in just 1 month? Now, everyone knows it's important to start a speech with a question, but make sure you ask something that forces your audience to pause and ponder. This means they're way more likely to remember your question later in the day and then remember you. If you're getting value so far, please subscribe. It helps me, and you'll get more useful videos like this on your algorithm. Also, let me know in the comments which of the speech starters you'll focus on the most. I'm now going to quickly go through 3 speech openers to avoid. The first thing to take out, especially at the start, is filler words like, so yeah, let's get started, because this doesn't add any value at all. The second thing to avoid is saying that you're nervous. Now, you might think that telling people that you're a bit scared might make you come across as more authentic, but actually all it does is make them feel more on edge and look out for your mistakes. So if you're feeling nervous, keep it to yourself. The third thing to avoid is technical questions like, is the mic working? Or can I just start right now? Because questions like this just switch the audience off straight away, because it's just boring to hear. Now, I mentioned earlier the importance of opening your speech with a bang, but once you start, it's crucial to manage your nerves, and I've adopted a method that's helped me to speak more calmly. So watch this video where I cover 5 mistakes that worsen your public speaking fear to boost your confidence for your next speech.